All right, guys, we're going to talk a little Cavs here. For the sake of this discussion,
Yeah.
we're going to assume Donovan Mitchell is being voted in as an all-star starter.
That's pretty obvious, no?
Actually, maybe not.
Because it's based on voting.
It's based off purely fan vote, and now...
But we know Donovan Mitchell's going to be in the All-Star game, 100%.
The question today is, who has a better chance to be the Cavs' second all-star?
Yeah.
Darius Garland or Evan Mobley? And for the sake of this discussion, just so we can eliminate these other people out of the equation who they're battling for those spots against, the 5 all-star starters that will be voted in by the fans, for today at least, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Giannis, Tatum, and Karl Anthony Towns. So you can take them out of the equation. Between Darius and Evan, who do you think has a better shot to be the Cavs' second all-star?
Now, I don't know enough about who's competing for these spots, so maybe my answer is going to be wrong based on that. But as someone who has watched all but 2 or 3 games of the Cavs this year, to me it's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley is playing like an all-star. Darius Garland, to me, is playing well, and plus I just know in general there's so many good guards. But Evan Mobley as a center or whatever, I know the positions are so fluid these days. You never
it's just bigs now in the All-Star game.
Big?
It's bigs and guards.
Okay. I can't imagine there's many bigs playing better than Evan Mobley. And if you, again, I'm not a basketball aficionado. I don't claim to be an expert. But I know enough to know when a guy is playing like an all-star. And Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, while playing well, and maybe he deserves to be an all-star too, is not playing at the level, in my opinion, of Evan Mobley. I think it's clear that it's Evan Mobley.
Yeah, it's clear. Just for the simple fact that you got guys like Trae Young. Trae Young is going to make the all-star team. Like, it just is what it is. You got guys like Damian Lillard. He's going to make the all-star team. It is just what it is. Like, there's a lot of guards out there that people, just by name brand recognition and the fact that their numbers is what they are. Look at that. He's getting 26 a game, and it's Dame Dollar. He got a nickname.
Right.
If you ain't got no nickname, it's going to be tough for you.
Yep.
Unless you get DG, don't count them as your
Mobley
initials.
ain't got one.
But that's a big, though. See what I'm saying? There's difference. Bigs is like, oh. And you know how they like to go with bigs? The way they say it is, unicorn status. If you can dribble, you can pass, you can shoot threes. Like Jared Allen, he's a big, he's not getting in.
Don't we need to come up with a nickname for Evan Mobley?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Because he won't embrace it. Evan Mobley's personality is just like,
that's fair.
He won't embrace
it. I need you to be saying that like 3 times a day, like so people.
I'm willing, if we come up with a good one, I'm willing to,
Hey, chat, come up with one. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know.
Nickname for Mobley.
Nickname for Mobley. Come up with something.
Do you guys ever go on Pro Basketball Reference and look at the nicknames listed?
Yes, all the time.
Evan Mobley's nickname, he actually does not have a nickname on Pro Basketball
That's
Reference.
crazy. That means you definitely don't got
Yeah, we
one.
have to come up with a nickname for Evan Mobley.
Yeah, we could make something stick here.
I mean,
EP Steve, keep a look on the chat and send us the best nicknames you see in the chat for Evan Mobley.
Yeah, we need some good ones there.
But no, Mobley that hit them threes. I think now is the year where, like, it's a situation now where Mobley has gotten to a point where he's hit that thing where the media just says, "Oh, he's in the club."
That's right.
He's in the club.
That's what it feels like.
And we can't tell you when they say you're in the club, but when they put you in the club, you're always mentioned. Even if you have a bad year, they'll be like, it was just a down year, Tyvus.
Right,
He's in the club. You know how Giannis got there. Giannis was a nice story at first.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Listen,
Giannis was that deal since he came into the league.
He wasn't any good for 3 years.
And then they put him in the club, and it was like,
Giannis
Giannis is Team Giannis. Like, they put him in the club.
Giannis been that deal since Jason Kidd was the coach. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Man, this guy.
Jay Kidd was the one that saw it first. After me, actually. I saw it first, and I told Jay Kidd.
Yeah.
And then Giannis himself came to the realization.
What you think they doing with Evan right now? They're trying to get him to turn into a Giannis, trying to put the ball in his hands.
Maybe a Giannis that can shoot.
That's basically what they're doing. They're trying to put the ball in his hands, make him facilitate now. You know what I'm saying? Giannis paved the way. Y'all better pay homage. I mean, obviously, I think Mobley would be the correct answer here. I'm trying to figure out I don't want us to have just a sweep on the panel that it's just Mobley. So
maybe Mike disagrees.
I'm going to go with Darius Garland because, one, that's my favorite player on the Cavaliers. Two, I think that Darius has done some things this season where I think he's more consistent than a lot of guards is. I think that when you see him, he's going to be a 20-7, 20-8 type of guy. Those numbers are pretty darn good for the PG position this year. I feel like it ain't really a lot of point guards that's really standing out like that this year. Obviously, Trae Young is the one that comes to mind, but for the most part, the PG position hasn't been like, I feel like Tyrese Halliburton has taken a step back this year. I think a lot of point guards have taken a step back. So for me, I think him being a guy that can be, let's see, 1B. Like when you think about the Cavs, you think about right now, you still think about Donovan and Darius. I think with that and what he's doing, he can get in. I think the fans could vote him in. And the simple fact that the fans are voting, I think that could get him in also.
It's going to hurt him? You know what's going to hurt him?
The fan vote's only for the starters, Ty.
You know the fans love LaMelo Ball.
They do love LaMelo Ball.
And McNuggets loves LaMelo Ball.
I mean, LaMelo Ball.
I don't like LaMelo.
LaMelo Ball he's been hurt though. He's been in and out of the lineup.
19 games.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the lineup.
I thought you had to play a certain amount of games to be an All-Star, right?
No, that's just the MVP.
But his PER is like 21.68.
Are you making the case for Garland?
Who's all in the East?
No, well, here I got the numbers for everybody.
Okay.
And I'm glad that at least one of you guys on the panel is right, and two of you guys are overly abundantly right, and it's Evan Mobley, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Evan Mobley's the right answer here.
Yeah.
First off, Bull, you said it without doing the research, so good for you for lucking into this answer.
Yeah.
The competition for the guard spots in the East is a gauntlet. The competition for the big spots in the East, he's having an MVP season by himself.
Did you just strip me of my medals? I was the one who said that he stripped me.
I thought Bull said I didn't do the research.
I didn't say it first, even though I admitted I did no research on it.
Okay, I'll give you half credit. I'll give you half a sack.
Well, I said you guys are both right. We're going to run through,
half a
Steve.
sack.
If you want to start at 363,
This
I'll
is
tell you when to
sad.
take it. But
y'all just like them owners, clout chasing.
Yeah, we're clout chasing.
So we're going to run through some of the bigs that Mobley be in competition with.
Yeah.
And then we're going to run through the guards, and we'll be able to kind of see the differentiation. Both guys are having all-star caliber seasons for the record. It's not a knock on either. They're both playing up to. But remember, they only get 12 all-star spots. 5 are voted in by the fans. The other 7 are picked by the coaching staff, and that plays into it. So these
You know what's funny, though? We spent all this time talking about the All-Star game, and the All-Star game is terrible.
Yes.
What's the new format? They're doing another new format this year?
Yeah, it's 8 versus 8 versus 8 versus the Rising Stars champion.
That's terrible.
It's like King of the Hill. It's stupid. It's incredibly stupid.
That might. All right, we'll talk about that later. Get your money off, and then we'll
They're
come
trying
back.
to come up with a way to make these guys actually play.
Three on three
gonna,
tournament.
This is not going to help it.
1-on-1 tournament.
No.
Something like
So
that.
these are
No
the
three-pointers in the All-Star game.
These are the bigs that Mobley could be in contention with in terms of getting that not starting but backup big spot. You got Pascal Siakam. The Cavs are on a better team. He doesn't score as much, doesn't take as many shots. Essentially the same field goal percentage, a better rebounder, better defender, fewer assists, but very different position. Mobley gets the nod over Siakam.
The only way you could take a big guy over Mobley is if he's overwhelmingly better, because the Cavs are the best team in the league. You know?
It's almost a cheat code. You can't.
Well, but that is not always exactly how it works.
But the coaches do vote,
It's
right?
not always exactly how it works.
But the coaches usually vote, and the coaches usually vote like based on records. Like I remember the Hawks got 4 All-Stars one year.
Yeah, but that was a down year. That was all like
Right, but-
Kyle Korver doesn't make that in a year.
Fair,
with other
but I'll say this, Mike. The Cavs, even though they had a good record last year, nobody took them seriously as a contender.
Nope.
And people are now. We'll see if they end up being when it comes to playoff time, but everybody's taking the Cavs seriously in the NBA right now.
1000%, yeah.
And the biggest reason why, in terms of the players, is Evan Mobley, without a doubt.
I'm making the case for Evan Mobley. I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm
Go
with
ahead.
you guys here.
Yeah.
Next one, Bam, who's been a perennial All-Star before. He's having a bad season.
Real bad.
He can't make a layup this year, which is crazy. His field goal and
Why
three-point
even putting him on
percentages
there
are
then?
Because he got a name?
because he's got a name. I'm just giving you other guys that in the All-Star. This
I
isn't
can't
even
put a guy
close.
named Bam on the
Mobley
All-Star team. That's not
destroys
Mobley.
him. You go to Jaylon Johnson on Atlanta,
Yeah.
who has actually been super effective against
he's
the Cavs
good.
this year. His numbers on paper, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5.5 assists, one of just 2 guys in the league. I know he's 19.6, but I rounded up. One of 2 guys in the league averaging 20, 10, and 5 with Jokic. So he's having an incredible season.
Yeah.
Mobley brings a ton more on the defensive end.
Right.
The Hawks a little upstart. I'd be surprised if Atlanta got 2 All-Stars and Trae Young's going to be an All-Star.
Yeah.
You know
but
what
that's at least a conversation.
You know what messes Jalen up? He got too common of a name. There's too many Jalens in the league.
That's right. And
Jalen
Johnson
Green,
also.
Jalen Suggs, Jalen Johnson,
Jalen Brunson.
That's a very
Jalen
generic
Brunson.
name. That's a
he's
very generic.
Yeah, so I don't even know who he is.
And then one other big,
Yeah.
just based off the numbers, his team is not very good, but Nikola Vucevic of the Chicago Bulls is having an incredibly efficient offensive season,
He's
shooting
playing well.
48%
He
from
be
3
hitting
on
them
legitimate
trades.
volume.
He's balling.
I don't think the Bulls will get an All-Star.
That's embarrassing.
But what?
You can't put a guy on this terrible team in the All-Star game.
Well, wait till you see who's going to make the All-Star team.
I mean, unless he's an absolute superstar.
I'm just telling you, wait till
He's having the best year of his
He's having a
life.
great season.
I know, but it's on a bad team. There's no pressure. Fair?
Bad. LaMelo Ball is going to be an All-Star. The Hornets
Facts.
are terrible.
But he probably shouldn't. But his numbers are
yeah,
overwhelming.
we're gonna get to the guards next. But and Cade Cunningham's going to be an All-Star. His team stinks.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's having a great freaking season.
And by the way, you're giving all this credit to JB. What, didn't Cade Cunningham miss the whole season last year?
I think he missed a decent
played.
amount. I'm not sure if it's the whole season.
He tore his ACL the year before.
Yeah, he
missed
did
a
miss
lot
a
of
full
the
season. I don't think he missed all of last
right.
year. Let's go to the guards now, Steve. You go up to 357. This is where the competition for the guard spots is really tough. We'll start with LaMelo, as we mentioned. Yes, the Hornets stink, Bull. Yes, they stink.
Yeah, but those numbers are outrageous.
Hey, he's out of here. Yeah, I'm sorry. 30
I mean, the shooting percentage is not very good.
Ridiculous.
But he's averaging 37. Is
I
that
know,
LeBron?
But that's not the same. Vucevic or whatever the hell his name is. He's not putting up those kind
I'm
of
just
numbers.
giving you other names
Hey!
in consideration. Hey,
I'm walking
Pizone,
here.
chill out. I'm watching The Sopranos. I'm
Look,
going to whack on you.
That right there, 30. I didn't know he was balling like that. I would have said 25, but he getting 37 and 6.
I just can't. It's not fair to them because they did nothing, but I don't like the Ball brothers because I don't like the dad.
See.
I'm anti-Ball brothers.
You don't like LeVar?
Oh, he's such
LeVar?
a douche.
Hey, man,
He
did all right.
just was hyping
But
his
he got all his
sons.
kids. Yeah, no, it was all about him.
Hey,
Oh my goodness!
his kids.
He hyped his kids up in the first round
them
picks.
at
Except
least
the,
played in the league at one
Yeah.
point in time. They didn't go to jail, and
I thought the
didn't
middle
shoot
one
nobody.
did go to jail.
I think Jello.
He actually
He
did.
the one
think
that
he may have
snowed.
been
How
jail,
many
That's
are
the
still
that's the
playing?
one
Two?
Trump got out of.
Yeah,
The oldest one doesn't play, right?
No, the
middle
middle.
one.
Jello's
the middle one.
That was
Out,
hilarious.
yeah.
I forgot about that. Trump did say, I got him out of jail. I loved when he said that, though, by the way. I got your
this-
son out of jail, buddy.
This next guy is interesting. I don't like how he plays. He's playing much better this year. Trae Young, who can't buy a bucket but leads the NBA in assists. The Hawks are surprising. They're not the
I mean,
same
how is that an
level of Cavs.
all-star?
What do you mean?
All he does is
21
get
and-
assists, not good at anything
21
else.
and 12.
21 and 12 is crazy.
There's like 50 guys that score 20 points
And
a
he
game.
gets 4 rebounds a game for a guard?
21 and
Look
12.
what he's shooting. Of course he's going to score 21 a game.
21 and
don't-
12.
I could score 21 a game. Shoot.
No.
I
No.
couldn't.
All right, next up is
Wait,
Dave.
Mike, don't you agree?
I don't
An
listen.
all-star?
I don't like Trae Young. You're not trying to sell me on that.
So you're with me?
No.
I would pick Darius over Trae for the
I
All-Star
would
game,
too.
yes.
Stop.
Trae
All right,
Young's a
next
bum.
up, Dame Lillard, who we mentioned earlier, averaging 26 points per game, 7 assists. He has the name brand recognition. I think DG's going to have a hard time getting the nod
Dame
over
Dalla.
Dame.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Next, Cade Cunningham, who is averaging 24, 10, and 8.
Oh, that's a wrap, too.
Stop rounding up, will you?
No, that's legit
23,
round.
9.7, and
That's good.
7.5.
I mean, they suck though, but
That's 24.
I put him in over Trae Young.
I would too. And then last but not least, you have Jaylen Brown, who has the reputation with
Jaylen
Boston.
Brown, yeah.
He's averaging 23.8. I won't round up, 4.6, and 6 rebounds on the dot. So my point is, Darius has a much tougher path
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
getting one of the guard spots. Mobley is having a very good season, and just the competition at that position is way lighter.
I think Mobley gets in, and Garland probably doesn't.
So break this down. How does the vote go? So obviously it's the fan vote. There's the coaches.
starters.
There's for the starters, and then what's the rest?
The coach picks the rest, or
Unless they've changed it, which I don't think they have.
Last-
the coaching staff picks the rest.
Well, wait a
I
second.
thought last year they had like another thing in there, like where it was a mix between the vote and the coaches. or
Who's
something like
leading?
that.
Who's leading the votes for fans?
doesn't the coach Doesn't Atkinson, isn't he going to be the all-star coach if they're in first place?
No, it's the NBA Finals team from last year.
Okay.
Unless they made it back-to-back years, which the Celtics made it back-to-back years.
Yes.
Then it's whatever.
No, they didn't. They won against the Warriors, and then the year
they lost to the Warriors.
Then it was the Heat and the Nuggets.
Yeah, it was the Heat. So it'll be Missoula, the Celtics.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jaylen Brown's a lock.
Yeah.
And Drew Holiday is on the team too.
And maybe Drew Holiday. Oh, you know what, G? No. So the reserves are all picked by the head coach. The 5 starters have changed. It's not strictly fan vote anymore. It's 50% fan vote, 50% current NBA player vote, and 50% fan vote, 25% NBA player vote, 25% media vote.
Well, that's for the starters.
But the reserves
so
are
who's
still the
leading
head
the
coach.
fan voting right now? Do you know?
They've only put out the leading person at each position.
Yeah, it's early.
Currently, Dame Lillard's the leading guard, Giannis is the leading forward, and Cat's the leading center.
Dame Dalla. You said who is the leading forward?
Next topic.
It's gonna be hard for Dame. It's gonna be hard because the Celtics are gonna get 3, and they might try to sneak.
This is hilarious.
I don't think they got anybody else they could put in.
Fan voting, I got to give credit to baseball fans. It's the only sport where the fans do a decent job of the voting. In basketball and football, the fans pretty much do an awful job. But the players would be even worse. I mean, the players don't know what the hell they're doing.
They got the fans got the forward part right now.
Why? Giannis, is he playing that great this year?
Giannis?
Yeah.
He's having his best season of his career.
He's having his best season, Tyvus. I told you that.